So let's start the recording. Good
Too
morning,
soon.
good afternoon. Start again. Good morning, good afternoon. This is, and good evening, wherever you are. Hope you're well and safe and that you're surrounded by your loved ones and also in beautiful environment like Stevie was talking about, full of wonderful nature. My name is Maria Hopwood-Jones and I'm an ASEA Diamond from Sydney, Australia. Today's webinar will be in 3 sections. The ASEA Breakthrough will be presented by Stevie Aquilina, and of course, what it represents to you for your health and your wellness, and what it also represents to you and the opportunity as a business. We'll also hear about a guest speaker, and time permitting, we will have questions and answers. We will let you know how we go with that. So let me introduce our first speaker. Stevie Aquilina is it's a wonderful friend. I feel very blessed to have him to call him my friend, him and his wife, Sarah. They're amazing people with big hearts, very generous and very giving in so many ways. He's been his own independent master since he was really young, very, very young. I mean, how good is that? He's got a hell of a lot of experience, life experience in business and also, in how to get around life. He now lives in Queensland with his beautiful wife, Sarah, and their 4 boys. I think it's about 6 years ago, they made the best decision ever. They started their ASEA journey. Stevie and Sarah are now high-profile ASEA leaders and very passionate about enhancing people's lives and are 100% committed to the ASEA mission to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. I would like to welcome Stevie Aquilina and let him explain a little bit about his background, where he was, his journey, where he's at now, and how he sees it all progressing with the company. Stevie, welcome to the webinar.
Hey, Maria, thanks very much. Thank you for having me here. And it's, a great pleasure to be able to work with you because you're an excellent leader and not just excellent in Australia, but excellent across the world, and not just for your team, which is across the world, but I know you're willing and able to help anyone, and you do. And but also, to have you as not just a business colleague, but as a best friend in this company too. You're one of the great leaders and a great friends to us in this company. So we're just very, very grateful to you, and just such a ball of energy and light and enthusiasm and love, and it's just good to know you. And so thank you very much. All right, folks, thank you very much for being here too. Let me jump straight into the reason that we are here. As Maria said from my introduction, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent and from Maria's change screen now. I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. And in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I, we live in Australia. We're originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a dream come true, and we can make that happen. And as I said before, we're minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks, which we absolutely love. I'm very blessed. I feel very grateful. I have life, income, time, and freedom that allows me to enjoy a really great lifestyle with my family. And it's also taken us to many parts of the world that were once way too far out of our reach, to be honest. But good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a difficult, weird, awkward child to parent and to school, and I never made the grades. I was an average to below average achiever. I was often told on a daily basis I was quite stupid and useless. And I figured out along the way, when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so later I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. And the PG version is I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. That's in King's Cross for anyone who knows Australia and Sydney. But although I was a daydreamer, I wasn't a daydream believer. And what I mean by that is I had big dreams. I wanted to be, do, have, and able to give more, actually. And but I had little self-esteem. I had little self-confidence. And so I'd done little with my life and had little to give. Now, physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts. But back then, I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life, lots of bad injuries. And financially, I got myself stuck in go-nowhere jobs, with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. And I mean, embarrassingly broke. And by that, I mean behind and having the phone, electricity, and gas cut off, not able to make the rent, not able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol. And again, not making the rent, I've been evicted. I mean, no financial dignity, embarrassingly broke. I always believed in possibilities, but I doubted my own potential. And so with that type of confusion going on, I was trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and just unable to be who I wanted to be. You know, as for the good things in my life, something that was very, very fortunate, I first met the girl of my dreams, and right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. She believed in me, told me that I was more, and I guess when you're told something often enough. And she's also not just a beautiful woman, but a beautiful mother to my 4 beautiful boys who also look up to me. I was also introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough opportunity, training, culture, ethos. And the company leaders are extremely successful people. And they believed in me too and taught me how to believe and become more before I could. And so today, now, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them, and I have the honor of helping others solve them too because of this life-changing breakthrough. Instead of financial insecurity and indignity, being embarrassingly broke, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, I now have them all with the ability to believe and become more because this company's training, culture, and ethos has shown me a life-changing better way. And I really want to spend the rest of my life now doing nothing more than bettering people's lives, and at least any one of these life-changing ways too. And so what I'm going to share with you first is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared that this was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. And any health goals, challenges, problems you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it shut down, but more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's get clear about what this is absolutely not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond any drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you might already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science. It's not just truly groundbreaking, it's category creating. It is a real deal healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they're made by your body. They're native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and therefore your cell-to-cell operation. Every single system function of the body, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself. And they do that by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, how to repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. And the bottom line is redox signaling molecules is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Now, why is this also all important? Because we are all of us, every single part of us, made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. And so a healthy cell makes up a healthy body and healthy life. Now, redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes, all of it critically depends on redox signaling. Critically, folks, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. And so if our bodies already make these redox signaling molecules, then why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, it's true, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, and how they can run around all day and not wake up till the next one, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, both natural and man-made, our cells break down, and our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. And without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow, and our cells break down more and more. And so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in every body. And ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science because redox science is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of a signaling molecule, there have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered, with multiple Nobel Prizes being awarded for research in this field. And if you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and this slide will already be out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. So according to medical researchers, as reported in the Huffington Post, which specifically put ASEA into this article that I'm showing you here, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA around all of this, outside of all of this, already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways too. Moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And that's significant because all degenerative health concerns are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. Just now, your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, or if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, or if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goals you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you don't need to take my word for it. On the note of medical doctors, here are some medical doctors right now. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology, which are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. That's the two products on the right-hand side. And these Redox technologies are supported and enhanced by the complementary all-natural ingredients products on the left, our Gentle Refining Cleanser and our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So let's just show you what ASEA Redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, and marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie, and the dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because she did not take those pictures, and Rosie actually believed that the products were not working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie, and well, I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes. Fair enough. Naturally, I understand. But Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures to see the moment-by-moment changes. So make sure you take pictures. That's how you see how ASEA goes. Now, some people notice results in a reasonable amount of time, 7 weeks like Rosie, others within 7 days. And most people can actually have an experience in around about 7 minutes, but some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. Now, what we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are proven to be in bottles of ASEA products. Now, studies show that ASEA Redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you or hurt you even. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, look at this picture very carefully. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Now, Renew 28 is not just for your face, as you can see here, arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs, and all over. And these pictures are actually from a world-leading laboratory. This study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had been disappearing while they were using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, not just for visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure and the like, but Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body, and you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes, and usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately just 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. What I'd like to do is share lots more with you, but before then, I'd like Maria to introduce a very special man to you, my best mate, an Aussie living in Hawaii, lucky him, but he's really, with his life experience and his life story and how he's been able to survive not just a health concern but a concern upon his life, is not only incredibly inspirational to listen to, and he's taken that inspiration out to many thousands of people around the world, but it's really going to put an exclamation mark behind the factual statement that this is the most significant health and life science breakthrough. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from him. Thanks, Maria.
Yeah, thanks, Stevie. And you are so right. Thanks so much for your presentation. Thoroughly appreciate the time that you take to actually put this together. Our next speaker is Dan Doyle. And now Dan is a very good friend of ours, somebody we really look up to and thoroughly respect and admire. Dan has built and sold a wide range of traditional business and was extremely successful and financially secure. But you know, life is fluid, and sometimes we are tested, not really to show our weaknesses, but to discover our strength and the greatness in ourselves and also in others. Dan's life was tested, and his courage and heart is now measured by the fact that that challenge actually made him have a bigger heart, and actually he gave it meaning not only to what he went through, but also what it meant to those around him. Now today, Suzanne and Dan, his wife, live in Honolulu, Hawaii. Dan has achieved the rank of number 3 in ASEA as an ambassador triple diamond, and is a member of the $1 million club. Dan has a wealth of experience in building a business all over the world, and is a global authority in the industry in redox technology and cellular health. His mission is to get this life-changing health breakthrough to the world. So let's listen how this particular breakthrough has changed his life. So he will tell us exactly what is done to turn his life around. And also, if he can, perhaps, Dan, could I ask you to tell us how you see this business and ASEA moving towards the future? Dan, welcome, and we really, truly appreciate your time and look forward to hearing your story.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you so much for the introduction. And just to clarify, we are friends, but we are more than friends. We are family. So, and this is what I love about ASEA. Anybody that gets involved, we get very close and make a lot of friends, but we become family as well. So, amazing journey for me personally. We are in Honolulu, Hawaii now from Sydney, Australia. I'd never expected to go on a journey like this myself. I've been involved with this company for 6 years now. Didn't set out to look for or find a company like this. It seeked me out, and you're going to hear from my story how that happened. So as Stevie mentioned, just to reiterate, this is a huge breakthrough, the biggest breakthrough in health we'll ever come across in our lifetime. And before I go into my story, just want to reiterate the company disclaimer that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But as I usually say, cheekily, with long-term use of these products and sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. For anybody new on this call, you're in an incredible place. The person who invited you here has handed you a huge gift. And whatever you want to do with that gift is totally up to you. Maria, Stevie, and I just sharing information. So unfold your arms and cross your legs. Relax. We're not here to sell you anything or convince you of anything, but hopefully we'll give you enough information so you can make an informed decision whether you want to do something with this or not. So going back to Sydney, Australia, I used to play a lot of sports to distract myself from school. I didn't like school. I wasn't good at it, didn't like homework, and I tried to avoid it. And in doing so, playing many sports, and this is one of them, this is bodybuilding. This is actually when I got into my 20s, but started actually lifting weights at the age of 13, played many sports around that time, rugby from the age of 5 years old, and judo, gymnastics at 11, 12, 13, into aerobics and surfing, and then that evolved into bodybuilding, which led into going into business in the health and fitness industry. So I was a personal trainer, had multiple businesses in the health and fitness industry, and it was my passion. It was my passion at the time. I mean, and sports or keeping fit has continued to the age of 54 years old. I said, he's 24 years old. I didn't know this was going to be the start of me being a young entrepreneur, but really maturing into building and selling traditional businesses. And over 20 years, I built and sold 20 traditional businesses, employing about 3,500 people. Now, if you fast forward from the age 24 to 44, this is a picture of me at 44, not a bodybuilder anymore, but I went to the gym every single morning doing cardiovascular work. I wanted to keep my fitness up. I wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be. So I continued training and continued keeping fit and healthy and doing the right thing by my body, but didn't realize in this photo that I was in a lot of trouble with my health because I had no symptoms. But 6 months later, a symptom arose, and this is a picture of me in 2011 on the right-hand side, spending 2.5 years in and out of a hospital in Sydney, Australia. And as you can see, I've got no hair from the top of my head to my toes, so you more than likely understand what I went through in that hospital. And what I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Very fake smile on my face. It was a quick photo with that fake smile because I was very, very ill, wasn't feeling well at all. Hero of mine, Johnny Mannett, standing next to me, who played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. He'd been through all those hospital visits that I had started here. He fortunately went into remission. He went back to playing rugby. He was at his peak again in this photo. And at 21 years old, after this photo was taken, he went back into hospital. His issue came to the surface again. And unfortunately, losing all his hair from what he went through and a lot of weight, he never came out of that hospital, and we lost him at the age of 23 years young. At the end of my 2.5 years of hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. And at that point, which was a very difficult switch to flick, I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. Depending on doctors and what I went through all of my life, thinking as we were young, when we were taken to the doctors, everything was going to be okay. And unfortunately, it wasn't the case in this situation. So I did some research. My research led to an alkaline diet. I spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from companies within the network marketing industry. Now, coming from traditional business, if somebody came to me with Amway or this way or that way, I would definitely run the other way. So buying products from companies involved in this business model It was a very hard pill to swallow, but I did it because I wanted to survive, and there were some good products out there. So I bought products from Zanga. I was on their mangosteen juice, a whole bottle a day, Isogenics, their product B, from LifeVantage Pro Tandem, Max Products, their Cellgevity product, and also Kangen water. Now, you would think with me using all these products and being on a really clean diet, my body would have been heading in the right direction, but that wasn't the case. This is a photo of me 2 years looking after myself. As you can see, I didn't look very well at all. I can tell you I was still very sick. My blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble. Bart Cotter, a friend of mine, called and he said, I think I found something that can help. This is 2014 now. This is a few days before I got on a plane from Sydney and flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, met Bart in the headquarters of the company, ASEA, and started on these amazing little molecules, Redox molecules. Within 3 hours, my body was expelling things so fast, I had red spots all over my upper torso. Wasn't annoying, but whatever was in me that shouldn't have been in me was coming out of my skin. In 12 hours, a 20-year caffeine intolerance had gone away. Any more than 2 coffees, I'm buckled over all day, discomfort and bloating. And in 48 to 72 hours, all the lung damage from what they did to me in that hospital where I was having trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect. And that's when the light bulb went on that particular day where my lungs had that turnaround. I went back to Australia. I kept drinking the product. Let's fast forward another year, 2015. This is the day the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away, 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose, and a whole list of other things that I had wrong with me. My whole body was rebuilt, top to bottom, in 12 months, in 2015. So that was my journey back to health. Let's fast forward and have a look at the anti-aging and what this product can do from a physical point of view. So 2014, when I was still very sick, you can see that I didn't look well. So what you're seeing on the outside was a reflection of what was going on the inside. 1 year on the product, looking much better, feeling much better. What you're seeing on the outside, again at that point of time, a reflection of what was going on the inside. 3 years on the product, you can see my complexion's cleared up, looking a lot better. Same thing, my complexion was a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. So amazing evolution as far as health and where I came from to where I am today. And I've had checkups recently just off my own back, not because I'm concerned about anything, but because I want to keep that ongoing record that my health still is 100%. Everything is great. So what happened along the way? Unfortunately, I waited 5 months before I started sharing ASEA with anybody. It was all about me. I was selfish. I wanted to survive. I wanted my health back. And fortunately for the business model behind ASEA, I had the opportunity to help people that needed help with this product. And what that did was people buying that product, not them, but the company started sending me thank you checks. Those thank you checks I invested in more product for my health, enabling me to saturate my body to get these molecules to the damage, to signal my body to where the problem was. So the business kicked in after about 5 months. Biggest regret that I have, and anybody that gets involved with ASEA, it's the biggest regret that they have if they don't start sharing this with anybody from day one with what this can do. I mean, the validation on this product, as Stevie said, is there. There's nothing on trial here. These molecules are scientifically impossible not to work. So amazing journey with my health, and then, living in a van and almost going to the Salvation Army for food stamps 7 years ago, this turned everything around financially for us as well. We lost everything financially when I lost my health. My wife, Suzanne, did an incredible job of looking after me for 2.5 years with what I went through. And financially, we were really in a place, very, very dark place, and not having health, compounded the issues that we had. So health returned, financially we started getting back on our feet, and in a very short period of time, we started traveling the world. Over the last 3 years, pre-COVID, we'd been to 40 countries. Can't count how many cities. Cannot believe where this has taken us, and to dream this up would almost be an impossibility. Could never have dreamed where we are now, what it's done for us, what's created as far as physically and financially. So with that, I'm going to hand back to Stevie to talk about the opportunity behind ASEA. And I would say that this is the most compelling opportunity that you'll ever come across in a business that you'll see in your lifetime. So take note of what Stevie's got to go through. Thanks, mate.
Thanks very much, Dan. Yeah, folks, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity, and ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. And look, the ASEA products are the world's first and only redox signaling supplements for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied because of its patents, ASEA can't be copied anyway because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to make it yourself or reverse engineer it. Because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. Secrets aren't in the bottle. So it can't be copied. That means we have no copycats. That means we have no competition. That means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them, because none of them are redox signaling molecules. That means nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because redox works in everybody. Everybody needs redox because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. And redox can't hurt anybody. No other product can make that claim. No juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, or whatever, none of them are redox signaling molecules. And again, even any of those super awesome products can only work as well in the body in direct proportion as there are redox signaling molecules, allowing them, telling them, instructing the cells on how to work with them. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity, all of them. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, and ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. And so ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. To better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world is our mission. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just from sharing redox with others. For people looking for either an extra or part-time or full-time or big-time or legacy leaving income, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. And ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the ongoing repeated purchases made by every single person you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, and because those people can purchase as many products as they like, as many times repetitively as they like to, you get paid for all of that. And so your residual income potential is unlimited. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far, wide, and deep these referrals go. Just like when we recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, food, homewares, beauty products, health products, or whatever, we do it all the time. It's natural. People tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective and most trusted form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. Now, if you really understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. Or if you came from where I come from, you would probably be willing to crawl through broken glass and then get up and run through a brick wall to get it if you had to. Because yes, residual income is impressive, it's very cool, but more so, it is very, very important. Think about it. You have residual bills. Why not a residual income to keep up with that? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy, only 3 are financially secure, 7 must still work to survive. Remember, this is at 65, and they're not working because they want to, by the way, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. And 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. Sound like a good retirement plan to you? What track do you think you're on? And if you're not on the right track, where are you going? What's going wrong? What's one of the main financial principles that the top 4% there seem to figure out that the other 81%, most of the rest of us, don't seem to figure out in time? It's how to make money that's no longer dependent on your paid by the hour, selling your precious time for money. Own activity, labor-intensive job. JOB stood in my time just over broke, if you were lucky to be that fortunate. It's called active income. And the truth is, sooner or later, for all of us, and I hope it's not sooner than it is later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. Now, this may even be more concerning if you're thinking, well, geez, my active income already is enough as it is. This is one of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, the truth is, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. And you know what? If you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed. But still find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing. Because the truth is, only relying on a single source of active income is not smart. It's dangerous to your financial security. So for people who want to be smart, who want to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom and their security, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better life, ASEA is a significant opportunity to have a significant impact in people's lives and to make a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA, and it's who we become and what we do that is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, you can make great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences and a great lifestyle. But really at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. And it was demonstrated here because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay ASEA huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to their ASEA Redox technology. However, they wanted ASEA, the drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down and to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Vertus Norton and his son Tyler, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. Because Vertus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Vertus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they could not in good conscience sell out. And so that is why they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, if Vertus and Tyler would have once started out as just a very big business play, had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route, the health route, rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally and make it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. And that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous household name companies, but their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. Plenty of university studies. But most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see. A seer is the real deal. So if you want to be happier, healthier, live younger, stronger, longer, you may just want to become an ASEA customer. But if you have dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, become part of this redox reality. And you can become more. Just as someone has passed this on to you, if you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can and will better the lives of many, many others. And your life will become better in many, many ways. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And thank you, Maria, for looking after us here. And Dan, thank you ever so much for all that you are and all that you do, sir. Appreciate you, mate.
Thank you. Thank you, Stevie, for taking the time out to explain this to everybody here. We have got probably about 7 minutes of question time. If you have got questions, please take your time. Just let me just say thank you to Dan Doyle for his time and for explaining this to us and sharing his story to us. I've got to tell you, yes, you're right, Dan. Family. I think that sounds really lovely. It's see our family, and we're all here to help each other and hold hands and propels us into the future that is ever so bright. So one thing I'd like to say to you, I'd like to finish with this, that it's very important that we all understand what Dan has done for all of us. If he hadn't taken the responsibility into his hands, I wouldn't be here. My husband wouldn't be here. Stevie wouldn't be enjoying, a wonderful life over on the Gold Coast with his family, and wouldn't be where he is now. So, Dan, thank you so much. We owe you so much. We owe you our life, and I appreciate everything you do for us. Stevie, what can I say?
Pleasure.
Yeah, I know. You're welcome. Stevie, what can I say? Thanks so much, mate. You're an amazing man. I can call you my brother, and that's just so cool. Thank you for your time. And for those that are taking the time to listen to this and learn, I thank you and I honor your time as well. Please remember, this is an opportunity, but not just a simple opportunity, it's a gift. Please take it with all your hands, put it in the cookie jar and go out there and give it to people, because we need it today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, today, now. So thank you so very much. I appreciate your time. We can stop the recording now.